welcome to Xrissart. I'm Chrissy. Thanks for joining me. Welcome again. Welcome. Okay. G'day, Renata. Hope you can hear me and see me. Hopefully. Hey everyone. Welcome to Xrissart. Oh. Oh. Hope I'm not echoing. Okay. Right. What have we got here? Well, first of all, Merry Christmas, and hope you had a lovely Christmas. So what I've got here, this is part of my Jack of Clubs. Sorry, not Jack of Clubs, Jack of Spades. the Fire Prince of Spades, and what I am doing here is painting in some metal. And so hopefully you can hear me then, Renata. I did try to make it earlier for you because I know that it's sort of late for you, isn't it? Must be about, I was trying to have a look what time it was in Germany, and I think it's probably about 11:30 or something like that, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, so this particular Jack, he has a suit of armour and almost like some clothes underneath that as well. And I've been mucking about with this picture, and I was always thinking of how am I going to approach this. So, but I wanted him to look a bit different from the other Jacks. Okay, so the art supplies that I'll be using is what I have been using all this time, is pan pastels. Here they are here. Whoa. And as you notice, there's a whole heap of different, 11:30, yeah. Okay, so, and there's a whole heap of different colours. It's not necessarily black or grey, it's like the blues and all of those. So these are the colours that I'll be using there. My pastel pencils, Kneadable eraser, Glassine paper, and some brushes and sponge brushes and soft tools by Pan Pastel. Okay. Howdy Wendy, how you going? I started a little bit earlier. Poor Renata was waiting and it's really late for her, so I thought I'd start a few minutes earlier than what I said I would. But as you can see, I'm painting metal today, so I'm a little bit, I've had experience with this because there's another Jack that I've done, which I think it was my Jack of Hearts, and he had this great big shield thing in front of him, and I thought I actually did okay with that, so I thought, well, let's see how we go with this one. Had a really nice Christmas, very quiet. Just shared it with my parents. My whole family was scattered this year, you know, one was South Coast, one was, you know, in Sydney, and I'm not in Sydney, I'm about 2 hours north of Sydney, so, but enough for me to drive if I wanted to get there, so that's okay, but just very quiet. And how about you? How about you guys? How was your Christmas? Okay. All right. So, hang on. Better put my glasses on. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm going to record because, as you know, I always forget this. So here we go. Okay. Yay! I got it this time. Okay, so I was just saying before, Wendy, before you came on, I'm painting metal, but I'm not just using like greys and blacks or whites. I'm using all of these kind of colours. Yeah. How do you, if you were painting metals, how would you, do you really have to ask? Okay, all right. Okay, all right, so here we go. I've got my glassine, I've got plenty of paper towels. Oh, and before I go any further, have a go at this. This is a stylus pen, which I now I carry in my handbag, or when I'm, you know, when I'm on the phone or on my iPad, not my iPad, my pad, sort of. Yeah, it's brilliant. And Wendy's husband makes these. So I just thought I'd say, this is really cool. I just wanted to tell you, Wendy, that the stylus on this is terrific. So you know how sometimes you get the stylus on some pens and the spongy bit is too soft? Well, it's pretty good. So it's been getting a workout, I've got to say. Okay, you know, it also, it's a stand for your, yes, I've tried it, very good, it's fantastic. Okay, here we go. Now, just so you can see, I'll go ahead. The shield, he's got this sort of like he's got these arm pads or these shoulder pads which are metal, and he's got this sort of plate which is below his this fellow's neck, and that's what I'm going to get into. But before I do that, I don't know if you've noticed, see the background and how fine and how clean it is. I've been using what is it? It's Masket, and it's got low tack flexible matte masking film. When Will from Unmask Art was using a masking film, I asked him, I go, does that interfere with the drawing? And he said, no way. And I went, okay. So I thought, the next time I do something, I'm actually going to use it, because I did have it, but I didn't use it. I was too scared to use it, thinking that it was just going to take away all the bits that I'd drawn in, but it didn't. And then when I lifted it up, it was all nice and clean. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that tip, or actually just pass on a tip that's I'm sure many people use anyway. So, but I just, you know, I was so excited that I thought, okay, well, I'm going to be doing that from now on. And then just got a knife and just very carefully cut through. Wendy says, I hope it is better than the frisket I used. It kept peeling up. It was annoying. It is low tack and it did it slightly, but I didn't have it on there for that long. I don't know. This was on, because I mean, this is Pastelmat, so it worked a treat. You can see just up here is where there was a little point. There's a little sharp point here. That's the only bit where it sort of started to flick up, but as you can see, it's all nice and clean. So there you go. All right. Okay. So first of all, I just using my brushes here, and I'm going to be using, let me see, here we go. I'll be using this one. So bear with me and I'll just get my reference photo. Okay, the colour that looks like, oh, sorry, and I also have my little, I've got a bit of paper, watercolour paper here, which I'm just going to be using as my palette or my mixing bit here. And this one is Neutral Grey Extra Dark. Now, can I just say, I don't know about you, these look so similar. They're different, but it's hard to tell. Check this out. neutral grey extra dark, and this one says neutral grey shade. I tell you what, they are super close. I can't tell the difference. And you know why I can't tell the difference? Because the pigment information says PW6/PBK7, and this one says the same thing, same code. I don't get that. Wendy says, I'll have to try that one instead. Guess that means I'll get to shop some more. Well, you know how it is. Well, you're very lucky. I saw your art haul. You're not allowed to buy any more for at least a week. A week, okay? Hold on, a week. Oh dear. Okay, all right. So what can I say? What can I say? Have you had some holidays? Are you all having holidays between Christmas and New Year? Because I can tell you, we're having, well, I am having holidays between Christmas and New Year and a bit. I always look forward to this part of the year. I hardly take any holidays or vacation during the year, because I try to enjoy the summer, because as you know, we're right in the middle of summer and you guys are right in the middle of winter. I hate winter. And we don't get the snow like you guys get it. So yeah. So this, the colour for the Pastelmat that I'm using here is Xrissart. So it's that charcoal grey, and so the grey that I'm using here is not, doesn't look much different. It's just a bit of a shade, I think. Yeah, just a bit of a shade. Tim took 3 days work off in between the two. Every day is a holiday for me. Lucky you. Lucky, lucky. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, I'm planning to do a whole heap more. I want to... I actually want to clean my art studio out. I've got so many... or my art little space. I've got so many things stashed that it's... I'll probably be pleasantly surprised when I find things. Okay, this one that I'm using is neutral grey shade, and what I'm going to be doing is mixing some greens and some blues in this middle. So Renata says there's no snow in Germany this year. It is too warm. Really? Wow. I always expect Europe to be always like, you know, heavy snow fall and all of that. And I'm also going to be using this green, and I'm going to be mixing it, I think, with the grey, so to make it a nice green grey. Oh, g'day Nanette, welcome, welcome. Hope you've been well. Hi Chrissy, got here late. No worries, all good. What is this painting? I know it's part of the deck, but which part? Okay, let me just move this. This is my Jack of Spades. He is fire, and hence the red sky, you know. And what I'm doing, he's got, you probably can see his face. He's and all this bit here is metal, and there's fabric here and a belt, and of course he's holding a sword. I've been working on this, and I was just saying before that I used a masking film to see how I've got all of these fine edges. I've used masking film, and I used, and Will from Unmasked Art used that technique when he was doing pastels, and I thought, what a great idea. why didn't I think of it? So, so there you go. So that's what, so you can, and then there's this building, and it's sort of like attached to this other bit here, and it's in midair. What else would it be? It would be fantasy. But here, metal. And I've done metal previously in one of my other jacks where he's sort of bare-chested and he's got this breastplate or some metal, and that turned out really well. And then when I was sort of finding references for my next jack, I thought, oh, it'd be nice if I could get some more metal, because so far my jacks, they're bare-chested, almost no clothes, so a bit strange. But they're young, they're, you know. So anyway, so I thought this guy's a little bit more sinister, so I thought, oh, I'll do this, and he's got clothes. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, you know what, this bit of metal took me ages, hours, just this little bit, honestly, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And there's lots of blues in there, there's greens in there, there's browns in there slightly. Yeah, so here we go. And I'm mixing greens and greys to make some metal. So let me see, I've got what have I been doing in the last week or so? I haven't been doing as much art as I thought I would be doing, but I'm getting stuck right into it because it's Christmas, family stuff. But I did make a trip out to our the winery where we're about 40 minutes drive from here, so hop, skip and a jump. And we spent a weekend over there with my husband, and it was wonderful. We had lovely food, lovely wine, and bought some wine. Yeah, and there are also cheese, you know, like cheese factories and stuff like that, and you know, but there's also like a distilling place there as well. So, Wendy, you would like that one. But yeah, Wendy says metal is too easy. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I'll go back. Renata says, I'm always afraid of painting metal. Metal is too easy. You should give it a go. It is fun. Yes, it is. I'm glad to be doing something a little bit not as trying as fur and feathers. It's a nice change. Maybe after tonight you won't be. Not rename. Hope so. You should, as Chrissy about her wine cellar. Oh, OMG, we need to go to her house for a party. Oh yeah, I got this wine cellar, but it's not me that's collecting the wine, it's my husband. I just drink it. I just drink it. Okay, so what have I got here? I've also got this, what's called Bright Yellow Green Extra Dark. There you go. And it's sort of about here. This reminds me of also when I did that dolphin in my in that animal picture that I did. This also reminds me of the metallics that I use for the dolphin. So, but it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought, oh yeah, out of all of these, well, of course, out of all of these, it was the easiest. But I thought this would be a snap. No. Oh, and Wendy says, sure you do. We have to get that drunk stream. Well, you know what? I was so tempted to get a glass of wine, but it was 9:30 in the morning. People are having breakfast here. Well, not you guys, but I seriously was. Anyway, so I just wanted to know if you guys have bought, I know, Wendy, you have, but if you guys have had a go at using these makeup brushes. And I remember my last live stream, we talked about this brush here. Well, and this one is a pastel brush by Holbein. So, you know, I don't mind it. Oh, actually, no. Oh, goodness. Oh, that'll be okay. It's okay. It's okay. Probably better more for blending than applying, but it's done a good job here actually now that I think about it. Anyway, so I'll go back to, and it's just the hardness of this bristle. Anyway, so yeah, so that's pretty much what's been happening, to be honest. I haven't had it's just sort of a bit on the quiet side. You'll have to let me know what you guys have been up to. I'm going to be a bit all over the place on this. It's only because I've got my drawing and I don't want to lose where all my little highlights and my bits are. And instead of white, which I'll use only at the end if I need to, is my raw umber tint, which is, have a look, it's like a warmer white and not as stark. I like using this a lot, but as you can see, I've used both. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, and of course this painting is not as daunting as this huge one that I did. It's sort of, you know, 30 centimetres by 40 centimetres instead of 70 by 50. There is something wrong about drinking before noon. I'm really happy using makeup brushes for pastel, says Nanette. Oh, wonderful. Even in the holidays. Even in the holidays, says Renata. Yeah, well, you know, it's sort of a festive situation at the moment. So, I mean, what happens, okay, what about champagne breakfasts? That's even before 9:30. Well, there are exceptions, of course, isn't it? I sent you a picture of what I'm working on. Finally took the plunge on the lizard project I was telling you about. Excellent. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. I know what Wendy's been busy with art-wise. Have you guys been? What else have you been painting or drawing or mucking about? Okay, there's that. Okay. See, and all of this is just light layers. I'm just so grateful that this is letting me do all the things I want it to do. Yeah, and that's a bit dark there. Oh, I was going to say, I don't want to blow, but I've got it just in case I need it. And maybe I might find the button that silences this noise, because it's a bit, it is loud. It is loud. Oh, I won't blow on that just yet. Yeah. I'm sorry you asked. I am having a dismal watercolour week. Watercolour, oh wow. I like watercolour, but you know what? Watercolour is different to, it's just a different medium, isn't it? I mean, I know people like to use watercolour loosely, but I like painting tightly with watercolour. You just have to be a bit slower, I suppose, or very calculated when you... but I just think it's just a lovely medium. Renata says, I'm preparing for a picture of a bee. Got a wonderful photo from a friend who has bees. Wonderful. You're going to have to... Renata, do you have like an Instagram or something that I could have a look at? I'd love to see what you do as well. I've seen the other ladies' work. They were fantastic. I started that rose I showed you 2 nights ago in Pastels. It is now on its way to the dump. Oh, come on. Why? I know. I like to paint tightly too, but it's easy to overwork. Yep, that's right. And then how do you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to stop, or maybe I'll just do this little bit and that's it. And then that little bit and that's it, it's done. Yeah. Yeah. See, I could very well use pencil here, but this is going to have so many layers that I can probably just put a pencil over the top. So this is just shoulder. So my reference photo is royalty free, and which I've purchased. I've purchased this one, and from Deposit Photos. That's one of the sites that I have a look at. I also look at Graphic Stock, which is also Storyblocks now, and I like that one because I mean, and all of these ones have got high resolution photos as well. Yeah. And plus all the other ones like Paint My Photo, I look there. I look everywhere actually when I think about it. Take my own photos sometimes as well. Yeah. Renata says, not yet on Christmas. I discuss it with some family members. Oh. It was one of those nights, the whole fighting with the paper. You know about that. Yes, I do. Decided to just do it again another time. That's going to be like that pencil one that I've been doing, that fantasy landscape. I'm this close. I'm this close to giving it the flick. I'm going to try it one last time. I'm actually going to experiment with something before I chuck it, but I'm this close. But yes, I do understand. The husband of one of my nieces is a lawyer in Toronto. He will try to sell some of my pictures there. Oh, wow. Serious, that's fantastic. So how are you going to ship the paintings? Or is it just the images like the posters and stuff like that, or like prints? That's awesome, Renata. I hope it works well for you. Absolutely, absolutely. Terrific. Okay. So, I've also got a blue here, which, hang on, let me just move some things. Hopefully you can see me mixing. Yeah, you can. And there's this blue here. Yeah. So metal doesn't necessarily have to be a silver colour, does it? It's a bit more relaxing actually when I think about it, doing this than fur. Oh, I tell you what, that lion. If only you were here with me during that whole process. You were here part of the way, actually. I know you were. But For those of you who do animals, I tip my hat off to you. He got some of my originals. Oh, Renata says he got some of my originals and take them with him. Oh, that's the best way to do it, isn't it? Yeah, just some small ones to test it. Oh, fantastic. Ramel, welcome. How are you today? Glad. Hello to the Scooby Gang. I like that. That's so funny. Glad you could pop by. Now, you had some questions for me, because remember you sent a little note saying to me that next time we got on that you were going to ask me. Hopefully I can answer them. If I can't answer them, people on the chat will be able to tell you for sure. Nanette says, why did you do the line without us? Well, I did part of it. Didn't I? Did I do part of it? Yeah, I did a lot. No, did I? No, did I do a live stream? I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did part of it. That's right, because I was showing you about that big green makeup brush, what that thing did. Remember? That would have been fun to watch once you got to the main. I tell you. But you know what? Here's my first line. Oh no, I've painted a line before. Here's my second line. But I tell you what, apart from all of that, I learnt so much on that painting. I learnt techniques, I learnt stuff. I learnt all the things that you guys, when I was painting all the other animals as well, and all of that. I just thought that was so awesome. But it's a very big one. That was a big one. Well, I'm actually thinking, you know, I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm actually thinking once I do all of these and design my diamonds and all my the suits and all of that, I'm actually thinking to do a really large landscape, a large. It's been in my mind for about the last 2 months. But because I was thinking, oh, maybe just too large and I just can't do it. And I thought to myself, well, you've done 2 large ones. Why couldn't you do a large landscape which involved all the elements? So that's what I'm toying around with. But I don't know. What do you think? How was everyone's Christmas? Lots of wine? Yes. This time, yes. Yes. No wine, but a lot of a lovely family. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Okay. So there's a bit of blue here. And a bit of green. Green, yeah. It's really weird, isn't it? Metal with a bit of green, but it's all, I suppose it's the reflection from the clothes and from the lights and stuff like that. Yeah. Do it. Oh, okay, Nanette, I will. I've got to think about now. See how, and this is what I was thinking. See all of these types of landscapes. I was actually going to get a collection of the landscapes that I've done from all these other portraits that I've done, and somehow do that kind of thing. You know? Yeah. Put all the 4 worlds, you know, or the realms, all in this one great big painting. But I'm thinking that's going to be something else. That's going to take me a while. So I suppose no more than the animal ones, I suppose. Ramel says, I can't remember, but someone recommended the Pastel Innovations book here. I got the book and it is really the style I like. So kudos and thank you. Was that Wendy? Yes, do it and share it with us, please. Okay, I will. Yeah. Glad you liked the book. Told you would like it. Love the techniques in it. Yeah. I like, in your art haul video, Wendy, I saw lots of books that you were showing us, but I really like this fantasy one. That's the kind of fantasy I like. It's a bit more, a bit Star Warsy fantasy, not quite storybook, but a little bit more. What's the word? I can't even find the word. Bit like this. Yeah, a bit like this type of fantasy. You know, red skies, you know, castles in the air, buildings in the air, waterfalls coming out of, this is waterfalls coming out of a land that's just in the middle of nowhere, things like that. Oh, welcome, Kutsun. How are you today? Nice for you to pop by. May I ask which pan pastel you recommend for starting with them? Which pan pastels? Well, if you're just starting out, what probably would be a good idea is to get your primary colours and some warm reds and cold reds. I've actually got a video somewhere. If you have a look, I've got a video of a set that I've put together. Pan Pastel have got landscape sets, they've got portrait sets, and all sorts of different sets. But the good thing with pastels is that you can mix them. So I've got a bit of paper here, if you can have a look. So I've got, say, this blue, right, for example, right, and I've got a paper towel, sorry, as you can see, got a paper towel, and I'll pick up, say, a raw umber tint, and I'll mix it. You can make a new colour. So you can mix colours with pan pastels, so you don't have to get the whole set, although I'm a bit greedy, I like everything. I like everything, but that's, you know, that's something to think about. So yeah. G'day Steve, how you going, mate? I finally made it here. I know I missed a bunch today, but I'll catch up later. I've been busy lately. All good, mate, all good. As you can see, I'm painting my Jack of Spades, my fire prince of spades. And I'm painting metal. So I thought, well, I was painting metal, and I thought maybe I should just live stream this, you know, and catch up with you guys and see what you guys have been up to, and you know, I always like to see what you guys are doing and on that side of the world, and also Kitsune. I think that's how I should. Kitsune Z, yeah. And I also use, and I've sharpened them very nicely. Actually, I'll tell you, my pastel pencils for details, and Kitsune. I also use brushes, and with pan pastels, you use soft tools. That's by Pan Pastel, this one. But we've all discovered these brushes, and you can apply pan pastels this way as well. So there's no right way or wrong way. I always say that. No right or wrong way. And hang on. And this is the other tools that you can get. Kitsune, Kitsune Z. Yeah. They're all the ones that you can use. So you can use anything you like. Anything you like. Ramel says, I got Xrissart recommendations for the pure colours. It's been working out well for quick sketches. Oh, cool. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, all right, back to it. Steve, I saw your comment on Facebook and how you've just discovered you're discovering other mediums. It's just the beginning. That's all I can say. It's just the beginning. I bet you your head's spinning, thinking, what medium can I get now? Oh, what can I do here? Which one can I buy? And remember, it's expensive. Remember, well, you don't have to buy expensive stuff, but no, hang on a sec. If you're going to buy stuff, just be artist quality and just buy one or two things if you can contain yourself. I can't. Katoon Z says, yes, I have Derwent pastel pencils. I like them. It hasn't hit me to use a brush for pastel. Interesting. Give it a go. You'll see. Is Katoon a reference to the nine-tailed fox in Japanese mythology? Ramel, is there anything you don't know? My goodness. Y'all just need to come to my house and try them out, then go get what you like. That's what we should do, because Wendy's got heaps of art. You should all go and have a look at her art haul. You'll go nuts. You'll go, oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I actually, yeah. And I want to try this. I want to buy this porcelain palette. Nanette, you should have a look at this porcelain palette that Wendy bought. It's really nice. It's actually got a cover. The only thing with me, I reckon that by the time I get it sent over to Australia, it might crack. But I might take the chance on that. See what happens. Katoon Z says, I made the username when I was like 12. Don't ask me where that came from. Okay. All right. All right, so back to it. Here we go. All right, so I've got blue here and a bit of green. That's two different greens. One's a blue green, one's like an olive green. Yeah, a bright yellow green. There you go. And check this out. That is the shade. That's all in one. There's a tint as well. Hang on. Bright yellow. Look at that one. Hooly dooly. Okay. One or two things. Not going to happen. I'm an art junkie. Welcome to the club. That should be a line in a country and western song. Exactly. Wendy says, it was packaged really well. You should give that electric pencil sharpener a go. I got a go. I will. The X-Acto one, the one that's, you know, that's, yes, the one that you can change the blade. That's what I'm looking for. Because look what I've got. And you know my other ones, like, you know, I've got like 50 million sharpeners. What's another one? Hey, this thing is awesome. Used on pastels, colour pencil and graphite and works well. Wow. I wonder if you can get like a replacement with it. Like I would buy the sharpener and buy a replacement thing, blade. Yeah. I would like to, but I'm afraid, oh, sorry. Nanette says, I have some porcelain palettes and I like them. It's so much better than plastic, don't you think, Nanette? Yeah, yeah. It doesn't separate. It doesn't, like the colour doesn't separate. It's sort of, yeah, it stays in a nice pool, doesn't it? I've been using plates. Yeah, porcelain plates. I would like to, oh yeah, sorry, and Renato says, I would like to, but I'm afraid it will be more expensive than buying it. It was packaged really well. Okay, fine, sorry about that. Maybe, Renata says, maybe it would be fun, and I'm sure we can get ourselves into some trouble. What sharpener are you talking about? Oh, Steve, have a look at Wendy's video, you'll see. Yep, she's got two, the Helix one and the X-Acto one. It's X-Acto. Wendy, what is it? It's awesome. It's super powerful. Looking anyway, that's what it looks like to me. Yeah. But I reckon a sharpener. Oh, hang on. Oh. What have I done? What have I done? Where am I up to? Okay. Yeah. It's an X-Acto electric sharpener. Check out my art haul video. You'll be jealous. Steve, you'll be jealous. You're going to go out and you're going to go, okay, I have to get. Yep. And see, with the brush, it's just it's going very lightly. I'm not in any hurry. It all depends how much pastel I pick up. But I'm going to get like heaps of layers on this, heaps. Ramel says, I realise I need some help trying to figure out how to do the techniques, especially with pastel. Well, Ramel, there's no right way or wrong way, really. There's, if you discover a new way of doing it, you should share with us. But you won't know until you try. See, what would be okay with me may not be okay with how somebody else does it, pretty much. I'm transferring over from graphite to pastel. However, there are some differences, especially with the shading and developing lights and darks. Yeah. My son, who also paints and draws, he's more into graphite. And I know I've said this story, but very quickly, he had to do this project for school. It was his last year of high school. And I said to him, if you're doing graphite and presenting that as your major piece, it better be bloody damn good and hyper realistic. So, and if you think that you're not going to be successful with that, try doing pastels. And he had done some pastel paintings before, it's just some ones, and that was probably an easier transition from him to go from graphite to another medium, from pastel. So, I don't know. Shading, I suppose you just have to practice, or just do it. I can work out how to shade with a pen or pencil, but pastels leave a lot of powder and my images tend to be flat. How to work out? Yes. Pastel is also a matte medium. It's not glossy. So I think if you accept that and you work with that, then that's okay. And then once you work with that, you find ways to make things look shiny or glossy. And that's where, see, if you have a look at my metal person, I'm not quite done yet, but just to give you an example, okay, now this is white. I haven't used too much of white, but just to show you, to make it, let me see, where is it? Now you can't see, I don't know if you can see, but you start to see the shine, or what looks like the shine, or make it look like the shine. And that's just, has that made a difference? I don't know. I can't see if you can see it, but I can see it here. Yeah. So really it's the medium, but if you practice, you might be able to find, or like on this here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. Images, yeah. So, but it is the medium. It is the same as with all mediums. You need to make sure your darks are dark enough and your lights are light enough with a good amount of midtones, and that will give you more dimension. Yep. Renata says, try a light touch and blend. You can always take more over it. Yes. I noticed that you do a lot of re-layering all the time. All the time. Heaps of it. Heaps of it. Well, if you've got a paper that can withstand it, absolutely. Pastelmat. Oh gosh, I'm sick and tired of saying it. There's a lot of layers in pastels as well as colour pencil. Absolutely. One nice thing, and it says one nice thing is that you can go light over dark with pastel. Yes, you can. And absolutely, absolutely. So this is what I mean by using that. Come in. It's my husband. He's looking for something. I know you were looking for that. I don't know. We've got the keys to the garage and he's looking for something. Oh goodness. Sorry, sorry. He's come in and well, it's, you know, he'll be out in the shed doing stuff, and I've taken the keys. Oh. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry. Back to. I've got a sign up on my door saying, "Filming, do not enter," because my boys just bust in, and I always warn them when I'm live streaming. So, yeah. So anyway, sorry about that. Ramel, one nice thing is that, yes, did he bring your wine? Maybe I should say that to him when it gets on. I'm just sorry. I'm just going to look for it because, oh, jeez, I don't know. Oh, anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, you want the lower layer to shine through. Greetings to your husband. I'll tell him that. Oh, jeez. You want the lower layer to shine through. Something you might want to try is if there is a dark with a bright undertone, use a bright colour under the darks. That will also give you depth. Yes, yes. Yeah. And, you know, and I suppose if you don't try... Yeah, I just think it's all practice, to be honest. So, where was I? I was back here, putting my shine. So I'm just trying to map things out. As you can see, it's just very, very flat. At the moment, it is flat, isn't it? But as I put more layers, so here's something. So God willing, New Year coming up. It's not, we're knocking on the door. for 2018. Now, I don't make New Year's resolutions because I break every one of them. So, have you guys got any New Year's resolutions? Or is there anything that you've got planned that you'd like to share, perhaps? Well, I don't have a resolution as such, but I do have one or two things that I'd like to do. No ums. It all does come down to practice, but if you're practicing the wrong things or don't know where to start, it becomes frustrating. So any tips always helps to give new ideas to the struggling artist. Absolutely. Yeah, and you've got to start good habits, I think. I think that's what it is. Good habits. Yeah. So, thanks. I do a lot of drawing and starting to use watercolours more. Wow. What watercolours have you got, Ramel? Okay. Sorry, I was looking for these keys that he's distracted. That's going, thanks, that's going to be a lot of layers as well. Absolutely, yeah, this heaps. A lot. So for 2018, well, apart from the obvious, which is apart from doing what I'm already doing, apart from already doing what I'm doing, I also, and what I've mentioned before is we'll be introducing a conversation with on this channel, and Wendy and I will be hosting this, and for anyone who wants to come and join us and come on the chat and ask us questions about some of the art supplies that we have between us, and would love to share and would love to hear all your experiences. So it won't be so, apart from doing what I'm doing here, it'll also be we'll also be just having a chat, and so that's what's coming up soon. And also wanted to maybe introduce some quick tips, like little art hacks that I discover, and they'd only be maybe a couple of minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes tops, on things that I discover. So that's something that I'd like to introduce, and just see if I can finish this. Hello everyone, give Xrissart a big thumbs up. Hang on a sec, where am I going? I plan to master watercolour this year. Oh, fantastic. Or at least get control of it. Very hard to control watercolour. Absolutely, very hard to control watercolour. And Chrissy can chat. Make sure we know what the chat when the chat is live. Absolutely, I will advertise it. I would put a notification if you check that little bell icon. As soon as I put on a notification, Steve, you'll get a notification that it's coming on. Wanted to start off maybe doing it, maybe, I don't know, see how we go once a month or once every fortnight or something like that, and see how we go. I don't know. If anything, Wendy and I will be talking and just talking. But we would love to have you all on. Ramel says, I would recommend M. Graham, Mission Gold, Shannon watercolours. Are they those? Are they like the Kiritaki ones? Is that the one? Kiritaki ones? Would not recommend Derwent watercolour pencils for use, or Inktense for light fastness, as they have faded a lot. Oh. Oh. Where have you put your Inktense projects, Ramel? Have you stuck them in direct sunlight? Not sure. Well, I suppose that's going to fade, isn't it? Yeah. If it does. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so New Year's resolutions. I don't have none, but just those simple things. Mastering watercolour. I better not say that either, because I'll want to do it. I don't think I could master watercolour. I want to. Maybe if I practice enough, I will. What style do you... Oh, Ramel says, what style do you like? Wet on wet. Derwent problem. And we come up with the crazy... And we come up with some crazy stuff sometimes. Let me tell you, especially if Chrissy had a bourbon whiskey or two. She's a hoot. Yes, that's right. That's right. We had fun that time. Yeah, we were just chatting. And I did have a bourbon or two. Yeah. Okay, right. Now, more layers. And I'm using now this brush here. It's a bit more stiff, and it's picking up more pigment, and this is where, and with this particular brush that I'm using, if you ever can get your hands on a brush like this, what it's doing, it's pushing the pigment in the tooth of the paper, and I really like the way it's coming along. I like to combine. Yeah, I like to combine them, but I love wet on wet. That's hard, isn't it? Wet on wet. You'd have to be real quick, wouldn't you, Nanette, doing that? We've got to do it again, preferably a day. You don't have to work the next day. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm not working now. I have to put Inktense and Derwent both in direct sunlight, and also in the cupboard. Both tended to fade. Is that right? Maybe with the older Inktense, because I think Derwent didn't have. I think they weren't able to. This is the story, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody's heard otherwise. That Derwent, because Inktense is it's a fairly new medium, Derwent weren't able to test these 100%. So I suppose dry, they were able to confirm light fastness, but they couldn't confirm when applied with water. But if you have a look at Lisa Clow of Lockery Fine Art, she's done some Inktense paintings, and she's got some more information from Derwent, how they've improved the light fast, or they've done more tests, and they've managed to find the light. Some colours are considered more light fast than others. But I think it's a work in progress with that one. But it's a shame, Ramel. Maybe they're just old Derwent ones. I've got the old ones, so I'm in the same boat. Okay. Not as quick as you might think. Part of my problem is rushing it. Oh, with the wet on wet and it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Watercolour sometimes scares me, but I love it. I've done a few watercolour. I've been doing watercolour in my sketchbook. I'd love to do a great big piece. I've tried, unsuccessful of course, but successful because I've been learning from it. Yep. Okay, here. There's more green here. Steve says, on styles, it all depends with watercolours. The large areas, say like a sky, then wet on wet, especially with clouds. To make a rocky scene as well, use wet on wet and a credit card. So much why wet on wet versus dry. I often do both on a piece. Oh, wow. I've seen the credit card trick. Somebody I know has done the credit card trick. Oh, I've seen it. It is a good trick, isn't it? Like making those jagged bits. Yeah. Okay. And there's a bit of blue here, blue-green. As you can see, I'm mixing. I'm just mixing colours with pan pastels. This is what I think is really cool. I haven't used soft pastels on this one yet. It's always they're always close by in case I just want to do something. Yeah. If you're going to glaze, you have to do wet on dry. It's hard not to combine them. Yeah. Now this light colour that you see me using, it's not white. Oh. It's neutral grey tint. For me to use white is going to be at the very end. But I'm just doing this so I get where all my colours are going to be, and then I just keep on working it. See, look, you can put it as opaque. See, I picked up quite a bit of medium there, but that's okay. And I can blend, as you can see, it's blending. It's terrific. I like this. Steve says, I started out with watercolour and now I'm a mad artist trying everything. How can you not? You know, when people are shoving all of these things in your face, like acrylics and pastels and coloured pencils and paper, and I'm surprised you've contained yourself so far, Steve. Ramel says, I saw Lisa Lockery. She is quirky. I would recommend Andrew Geeson for wet on wet. I have come up with two approaches. Prepare with a pre-drawing or actually draw with watercolour and then let the water Wendy's let the water. I also like Ellen Brenneman. Brennerman, Lover Spirit, Animal Series in inks. I'm going to have a go. Hang on, I better write that down. I'll check that one out. And Andrew Geeson. I'm checking Andrew Geeson. I'm writing this down. And who is it? Ellen Brenneman. Okay, I'll check those out. I like wet on wet, preferably because I prefer the drawing to show, and I prefer to draw with water and let the pigment follow. For me, using wet on wet is like shading and pulling the image from it. Oh, okay, yes. Oh, so many things you can do. And like you said before, Steve, you know, like you've got all of these mediums that you want to try now. And that's like me with watercolour. I mean, I've got all of these watercolours, but I've been busting. It's just that I've got all of these things that I've got to finish first, and then I can dedicate to practice. And trying to get as good as I possibly can with watercolour. Watercolour, colour pencil. You name it. Oh, if you're hearing screaming, I've got it's our neighbours. They've got kids next door, and they're jumping in the pool. So summer here, folks. So what can I say? Okay, what I'll do is I'll just leave that there, and I'll keep on going with here, just so you can see that I'll be doing. Hang on. Oh. And this one here is blue. Yeah. I suppose it's a bit hard to tell on this paper all these colours that I'm using, but wait till I start putting in his skin. Oh, it'll come out beautifully. And once I start doing this fellow's face, I'll have a look and try to adjust his, you know, his armour here, and all of this here is dark. Renata says, I recommend Steve Croning. Okay, another one I'm looking at. Steve Croning for some watercolour pics, especially how he plays with the light in landscapes. And check all these things I'm going to check out. Watercolours are not very forgiving. No. Oh, do we get to watch you do his face too? Oh, gosh. Oh, man, oh, man. I might get stuck into the bourbon now, but I got to leave and get it. No, I won't. No, I won't do it. Well, it's 10:30, closer to champagne with breakfast, perhaps. No, sorry, no. Have you ever used watercolour pencils in place of water instead of colour pencils as a dry medium? I like the pigment of the pencils, but unsure about the smudging and if moisture gets on them. I have, but not much. A good pencil that works beautifully, I mean, dry and wet is Supracolor by Caran d'Ache. It's not their, it's their second level watercolor. Beautiful dry and wet, but I haven't done too much, but that's one thing to try. Oh, I forgot about the scratch art. It was done in the Pastel Innovation book. Okay. Oh, here we go. I need this one. So as you can see, metal is not silver, a silver colour. It's all these colours. All these colours. Yeah. Are you going to use some red tones in your armour since it would be reflecting a bit from the sky? Yes, because I've started down here like a brownie, like a warm brownie tinge. Yes, and around this area and here there's this bit like a collar. Yeah, good pickup, Wendy. Okay, Ramel, if you want, okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask, Ramel. What season is it where you are in Trinidad and Tobago? It would have to be warm, wouldn't it? You guys wouldn't get winter. It'd be summer all year round, wouldn't it? You'd probably just get wet seasons. All this here is blue. And an aqua. I'm also going to use this. I know you don't, oh, here we go. Artista, have you ever considered silver point or copper point? Oh, what is that? Please explain. I know you don't, I know you not used to your men wearing clothes, but you know, just thought I'd ask. Oh, okay. Naughty girl. I'm pretty sure they are snowboarding in Trinidad. Yeah, I know. Dumb question, right? Dumb question. But I don't know. Sometimes, like, it's probably wouldn't get cold. Surely not. I have not at this point. I'll have a look into it. Okay. Yes, because, sorry, Steve, yes, it is quite humorous. Yeah, if you have a look at my two jacks, one of them is bare-chested, there's nothing. And then the other one, he's got just this breastplate and bare-chested again. I mean, they're young men. It's all right. They're allowed to have, but it's the kings that in my are the most sophisticated and more distinguished, which is very nice. How about that? That's what we want, sophisticated and distinguished. Royal says, if winter came, it would be the apocalypse. It is the wet season right now. It rained for the last 3 days, drawing some cardamom plants and flowers from the garden. Very nice. Oh, any iguanas coming out, Ramel? And all of this bit here is very blue, and I'm blending with the other blue. This is the beauty with this. Steve, have you tried the these brushes? Have you had time? Is probably the thing. And don't forget, you've got to use it on Pastelmat. That's where they work the best. Or you could use it on any other paper, but if we're talking about what I'm talking about with this, then you'll see what I mean. And I'm just picking up bit by bit. I'm not putting a lot of pigment on this brush at the moment. All I'm doing is just placing the colour where I think it should go. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, another thing to, if you're ever kneading, mask it. If you want to do those sorts of things, this one. I just wanted to make sure you guys got that. Because now I swear by this. I'm actually going to be doing this all the time now. Why I didn't do this to begin with. Because you do get that halo, and I tried so hard. I think I successfully managed it, but it was difficult. With this, you put your masking film and you don't even have to worry. There's no halo. I have not seen the iguana in the last couple of weeks, but I know that they are there as they are eating a lot of the peas and bean flowers. Well, that's okay. They're probably looking after the garden. Oh, and by the way, loving colour pencil and OMS on sanded paper. So much better than watercolour paper. Loving the way it turns out. Yes, yes, yes. And I noticed, Wendy, you bought that bit of paper in your art haul. I noticed. I laughed my head off. You made me laugh. And I'd really like to see what your impression is of that paper. Maybe Nanette, you should have a go, and Steve. Oh, everyone, Renata, you should have a go and see if you can get your hands on it. Particularly you, Nanette, if you start, I'd be trying that. That paper has a lot of texture, I think. You hit the nail on the head. Oh, Steve says, you hit the nail on the head. Haven't had the time yet, but I'm itching to give it a whirl. I'll be getting with Wendy soon about a colour pencil project I'm having trouble with first. Go for it. Yep. I like how you can mix. And I'm mixing on here as well. And I haven't used, I've only used grey there, but so far I've only been using blue. And not black. And I just wanted to, don't lose my dots here. Okay. Oh, we should do a project together and see how they all come out. What paper? I think the sanded paper, I'm willing to try. Here, let's do it. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? That's a good idea, let's do it. The round one in my art haul video, it's Chrissy's fault. Oh well. Yeah, well. There's so much more to discover. Oh, I saw that, Wendy. Like it a bunch, yeah. Oh, that's right, Steve. You saw that when I was carrying on about it as well. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that project. Let's do something. Oh, I'd love to do that. Have to figure out how to do it. And see, the beauty with these is that I flip it over and I can do this. I can blend it. Yeah, so it's all a bit blotchy, but that's okay because I'm only putting a little bit at a time, a little bit of pigment on my brush at a time. This way it's not a fast medium. Of course it's a fast medium, but the way I'm doing it, I'm slowing right, it's a bit slow, but I'm painting tightly and I like painting this way. I feel like I'm in control, not like watercolours, eh? Your project, your idea of a project is bare-chested, young men, right? Yes. Well, there are two fellas that I've done like that. What can I say? They're young adventurers. They're impetuous. What's the word? Like they just, you know, carefree. You know, don't care. That's the attitude that they've got. See now, this doesn't look like anything. I know that. But it will look okay in the end, I promise. It's all the underpainting that takes a while, doesn't it? Well, it's going to be underpainting for a long time, actually, when I think about it. Look at this brush, how it does that. Yeah, these are these two. Steve, these ones, the exact same ones, all right, remember. Those are the ones that I sent you, the exact ones. The pointy bit. You can do this. Wow, really like the way it's doing that. If that's the case, we should invite Michael Grimm too. That seems to be his go-to as well. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? It looks like a polar bear. Viral. I believe that's the word you're looking for. Oh, virile. Viral. Sorry. I can't read either, can I? And I haven't been drinking. Not even water. Virile. That's the word. Yes. Crikeys, honestly. Ah, dear, oh dear. Here we go. Yeah, I like the way that this is doing this. Yeah, I like the way it's doing this. Yeah, and I'm not sure, but if you can hear what the brush is doing as well, hopefully, because I've got a little mic here, so you might be able to hear it. Now I've got to make this metal bit look like the corner bit is just turned over slightly. I've got to make sure that it looks like it's 3D, this bit here. So these are the things that I'm looking at when I'm doing this. So hopefully I'll achieve that. Steve says, wish I could see the colour on this piece. Yes, I am itching to use what you sent me. Still can't believe you sent those, and I'm very grateful you did. Thanks. Well, you see, because I actually felt sorry for you, because you're a bloke. How would you know what to look for? You just wouldn't, you know. So that's why I did that. And that way, when you see this and you see how they are, that way you can go into the makeup section of the department store and pick out your brushes. I'd like to see you do that. Are you keeping the polar bear? What polar bear? Polar bear. Got a polar bear? No, maybe not me. Dear Chrissy, I have looked at a couple of Udemy courses for art. You should consider doing a tutorial. I've heard of them. I'll have a look. Can you recommend a good hard pastel? Yes. Give me 2 secs. I'll get it. A good hard pastel. Prismacolor, New Pastel, and Holbein. Holbein, I love Holbein. Have I got some here? No. Holbein. Yeah. And this is really good. And the Mungio, M-U-N-G-O. I use those 2 for hard pastels. Those 3 I've had experience with. So yeah, I don't know, maybe some other people might have other experiences. Yeah, so I really like this. It's really nice. Well, it's sort of like the hardest of the soft pastels, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. Artist quality for fine artwork. Yep. Faber-Castell. Oh yeah, and of course your pastel pencils. That's also considered a hard pastel. Which is, I will always recommend Faber-Castell pastel pencil, always. They are terrific. The one in his collar. Does it look like? Oh yeah, it does. I just saw it. It does. There's his nose and his eyes. Oh, hang on a sec. There's his ears. Here we go. There's his ears. There's the polar bear. Oh my gosh. Bloody well looks like a polar bear. Oh, so funny. On the elbow. There. That's what you mean. That's what you mean. Look, I can see it. Look at him. I can see it. Oh, there is a polar bear face on the V of his shirt. See? What can I say? We managed to get an animal in here at some point. Oh my gosh, I'm not going mad. It's Mungio. Yes, I can't even pronounce it. It's on the collar. Keep it, love the bear. Now all you'll be doing is every time you'll see this, you'll be looking for the bear. And so will I. Oh, so funny. Oh, so funny. Oh, you guys. And you can't draw animals. You did, and you didn't even try. Oh my gosh. Oh, so funny. So funny. Funny, funny. Oh, you guys crack me up. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I need a dark blue, dark. Or maybe, no, I'll mix it. No, here we go. I'll mix it with a bit of black. I want this. So there you go. See, look, I got my dark blue and I'm mixing. Terrific. Oh yeah, much better. So funny. Oh gosh. Oh, what time? Yeah, so much. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Sorry, I got sidestepped there. Silver point or copper point is the reverse of drawing with a pencil. Instead of putting pigment on paper, you are removing the pigment from the paper with a silver point. The polar bear could be an insignia. Look for the bear. Is that the new game? That's right. Okay, Ramel, please explain to me. Sorry, I got sidestepped there. Silver point or copper point is the reverse of drawing with a pencil. Instead of putting pigment on paper, you are removing the pigment from the paper with a silver point. Is that those electronic pens? Is it those ones? Is that, I think, is that what you mean? Yeah, find the bear. Look, there he is. No, leave the bear, just define him a little more. Okay. All right, let's see how I go. You never know. This is supposed to be fire. Polar bear is ice. Funny. Funny, just funny. Okay, this bit here is fabric, so it's just this plate here. Yeah. It's another art technique for us to try. It seems. I'll have to look that up. Copper point. Copper point and what did you call it? Silver point. Looks like I've got some homework to do between all the artists that you guys have given me to look up. Yeah. Yeah. I should do some eyes, look. Oh, look. Oh, jeez. Funny. Yes, it's closer to etching. It sounds like scratch art, maybe. It's closer to etching, yeah. Okay. All right. You're going to have to take a full day to do all of this research. Absolutely. There's so much to learn. So much. Not this one. I think this one. And this blue is phthalo blue. I'm actually going to use a teeny bit because it's very bright and pigment is full on, whereas this one is turquoise. You just have to be very careful how I use this, but I want that blue coming out. Gosh, look how strong it is. But nice. Phthalo blue is strong in all mediums, isn't it? It's a colour that everyone has to be very careful of, I reckon. Yep. And I might just desaturate that just a little. Oh, no, 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 no. A very old technique, etching, yeah. Who is it? Now I've got to say this correctly. Ampersand. Oh. Ampersand. Is that the word? I always get it wrong. Ampersand. They've got like an etching board. Ampersand. The drawing surface is pigmented and the point indents the paper. It is a classical technique before there were pencils. Yes. It's also a colour that no one and pronounce or spelling without looking. Can he be like a fire bear? Ampersand. Thank you. Ampersand. That's right. Ampersand have got boards, etching boards, or are they scratch boards? They're scratch boards. But it's that technique, isn't it? Yeah, it's that technique. I know you guys will help me out here. No, not dark enough. That's better. He could be a meta king or fire element bearing a bear. F is pronounced, yeah, PH is pronounced like an F. Ampersand. Is that how you pronounce it? Now I can't even pronounce it. Oh. Ampersand. It is just me. I've expanded my screen and I still can't see the colour except for the sky. See lights and darks otherwise. You mean you can't see it, Steve? Can you see it? Can you see? Oh, please let me know. Yeah, I can see what you guys are seeing. It's all there. Steve, there is a light blue on either side of the bear. Can you perhaps you should refresh, Steve. See that? Here's the bear. The bear. It's like when you can see the jug or the two ladies. You know how there's a jug and then there are two ladies on either side? It's like that. Some people see the jug first, some people see the ladies. I'm sure we all know that one. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah, so green. There's more green. There's green under here. So weird. This is metal. And look all the colours that I've used for metal. Oh look, there goes the polar bear's ears. Sorry folks. Now he's got no ears. Okay, now this collar bit, and it's more on the browny side. It's a burnt umber. Here. Yeah. And this burnt umber, I tell you what, is one of the best. I rarely use black. Rarely, very rare. I mean, in this situation, it probably warrants it, but as you can see, for darks, I use raw umber a lot. Yeah. There we go. It's all dark here. There we go. Strange, isn't it? Metal. Oh, look at that, Paul. I can see what you're looking at. Give him pause so he can sign. Oh my gosh. So that bit there's the highlighty bit here. There's a little bit of a highlight here. A bit of a highlight there. Honestly, that is so cool. Yeah. And that's, yeah, I think, yeah. And there's this highlight here somewhere. Give him why is that? You could always use the black and go over it with another colour, purple, so it doesn't flatten your piece. Yeah, yeah. Why is that? You could use the black and go over it. You know what? I'm so scared. I'll tell you why. The reason why I try to avoid it. I'm scared of it contaminating the other colours and making it go a little bit muddy and yucky. And because black is such a power, like with this one in particular, it's got such a powerful colour that I'm just scared it's going to muck all the other things that I've done around it. But yeah, of course you can mix it, because I mean I mixed my blue. I didn't have a dark enough blue, so I mixed the black with that and made a darker colour. But it terrifies me sometimes that I'm gonna muck it up. Just refreshed and no difference. Oh heck, what's going on with my PC? If you guys can see the colours on what she is working on and I can't, makes me want to buy that foam hammer that when you hit your screen, it sounds like glass breaking. I'm trying a different browser, Steve. Try using a different browser. It looks really nice so far. Thanks, Nanette. Yeah, but isn't it funny how just using all these different colours, using all these different colours, and it's metal. This is what I find really interesting. I really like that. And I'll just, this bit here as well. And, oh, hang on. I'm using, and see here, I'm going to, oh, sorry, I'm mixing, I want to mix a really dark, here we go. Oh, black and this blue. Wow, that's really good. I like that. Just when you thought that you couldn't go darker. It may be that your Flash player may need to be updated. Damn, autocorrect. It just won't give me a break tonight. But you see the red, you see the red, Steve? Oh yeah, here? You see that? Hopefully. And there's some here. Oh, talking about, oh, here we go, talking about computer issues. Oh. You know, I've got this really good computer, which I've spent a fortune on, and I was having problems again with Windows 10. Or not so much Windows, but I just couldn't get into my computer. It was like the Windows screen would come on and then you can't go into your computer. But I've since found out that we've been getting a lot of electrical storms, and I need to get a surge protector that so because when you switch off, well, when I shut down, my computer is sort of still pulsating like a heartbeat. And of course we've had electrical storms, and it constantly for some reason hits the power here in the house and just does all of these sorts of things. Like we have what's called a blackout or a power out for like a split second, or probably half of the time we don't even realise it's happened when there's electrical storms. So now I've got to go out and get this surge protector, or this electrical surge protector. So don't talk to me about computer issues. Damn, oh yeah, but you said that, okay, it's heavy metal. Yes, Nanette, oh, that's so odd. Steve, if you're not seeing the colour, it may mean that, oh, okay. Yeah. I can see the colour of the pans on the side, but not when she actually uses it on this guy. I hate Windows 10. I have it. Yeah, I hate it. Why would you see the red? There's red here, or like a dark crimson colour, but I don't have red around me. Steve, I will just hoping that you can see all of that. I'm not sure. And there's this blue tinge here, and then there's, I can see a bit of green here. And the silver bit here. Oh, put too much pigment on. And don't forget, you can use I use all of this. Look at my eraser. Look what I've done to it. It's so sad. It's icky. It looks dreadful. But it's General's gum eraser. Look what I've done to it. I've butchered it. It's just so I can get into the little bits. And of course, this is this same, you're not going to believe it, it's this same Kneadable eraser that I have been using since my Element Ladies and before. Look at it. We were talking about this at one point, weren't we, where it'll get to the point where there'll be so much that you won't be able to use it. But look at it, I'm still using it. How about that? I just think this is awesome. I reckon it's one of the best art supplies anybody could ever have. Gets me out of so much. Yeah. Yeah. He has various. He has very little obvious colour. It all reads as silver. Yes, it's just little chunks of cheese in case you get hungry. It's not an eraser. Oh man, oh man. There may be a difference in Chrissy's colour and Steve's colour because depending on the player or browser who is getting that changes the default setting. Oh, okay. Computers, please. Computers. Yeah. So this is what happened too. A surge. We had these electrical storms, and it just knocked my computer out. So now, before I buy any art supplies, I've got to buy some kind of surge protection. And, you know, I mean, you can get ones which are in your electrical box here where we have circuit breakers, or there's a box that I can connect it between the computer and the PowerPoint. All these things to think of. And of course, nothing's cheap, right? I don't know. Do you guys have that issue? Hopefully I might be able to finish this in the next couple of days and upload it. I don't like my chances. Not if there's wine or bourbon involved. There we go. If you are scanning artwork, there is software to calibrate the colour of your screen. Okay, I looked at her other pieces and I see all the colours. Yes, it looks as silver, but just the guy. Oh well, the guy. This colour, Steve, is called anthracite. It's like a charcoal grey. Maybe that's what you're looking at. We had a storm one time, completely knocked out my CPU, lost everything. Oh, the guy isn't done yet. She's just working on the armour right now. The guy is grey. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Haven't done anything with this guy. You can imagine. It's going to take me forever and a day to do this. Yeah. You can see I've done this fella. Oh, sorry, this fella's glove armour business. Yeah. Oh yeah, Steve, this will take me forever. Well, hopefully it won't, but to get it to look right, if you have a laptop has a battery which serves as a protector to clean. Alternatively, a battery can serve as a natural cleaner for power. Yes, that is a major issue here, but because the power company is inconsistent. When do you have to go back to work? I go back on the 8th. Yeah, I go back on the 8th, so I've got heaps of time. There is no excuse for me now, is there? There is no excuse for me to finish stuff. So hopefully I will finish this. I'm planning the next couple of days. So are you guys doing anything for New Year's Eve? How do you guys celebrate New Year's Eve? Because it's the 29th, a few more days to go. We'll probably have a very quiet one, and knowing my luck, I'll probably sleep through the whole thing. Or maybe awake. If I've had a nana nap during the day, then I'll be up all morning. Gee, that phthalo blue is strong. So strong. No, there is not. There's plenty of time to chat and work. Don't complain about the armour. You had the choice to leave him shirtless. I sleep through it. Yeah, I'll sleep through it. I betcha. Does that make me feel? Does that mean I'm old? I'm not partying hard like all these young people. Because here in Australia we have like heaps of fireworks, like almost every suburb, not every suburb, but you know, like you can hear people lighting up crackers and stuff like that, so, or fireworks. Yeah. Thought you did art full time. What do you do for work, and how on earth do you make it through all Will's live streams? Yeah, well look, there's then it says I'll hang out with friends, but we'll be home before midnight. Okay. Ramel says quietly spend New Year's. Okay. I think I have only stayed up 3 or 4 times my entire life for New Year's. Sleep through it otherwise, just another day. Yes. Answer to your question, Steve. This is funny. Okay, well, funny. I don't know, funny, ha-ha, funny, weird. Thought you did art full-time. No, I don't do it full-time. I have a full-time job. How am I going to pay for all of these art supplies? Tell me. Tell me. I don't make enough money from my art to warrant me to do this full-time. But what a lovely thought that would be. Maybe one day. And now it says, what do you do for work, and how on what do I do for work? I work as a receptionist at an electrical engineering company. Totally opposite. The most uncreative place as far as art is concerned. How about that? I sit and talk to people all day, all the time. Surprise, surprise. And how on earth do you make it through Will's live streams? Now, that's a very good question, with great difficulty. There are times when I prepare myself and I make a decision as to whether I'm going to stay up through the night, or do I have like a little, I go to sleep, say, because when he does his live streams, they're like about sometimes 12 midnight or 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. And I'm going, and because we've, yeah, anyway, 1 a.m. with daylight saving now, because it changed, because before it used to be midnight, but now it's Now it's 1 a.m. Never used to be though. It used to be, he used to start earlier, remember? Like about an hour earlier, and I thought, oh, perfect time, 11 o'clock, that's okay. But anyway, now with this one, I actually go to sleep, set my alarm, and I wake up about 15 minutes. I set my alarm clock 15 minutes before he starts his live stream. And then sometimes what happens, this is the funny part, is that I'm awake and I'm saying hello to everybody and I'm having a look at his art and all of that, and then I fall asleep. You won't hear anything. You won't hear anything in the chat. It's because I've fallen asleep through the chat. So I try. I try. Or sometimes I'll wake up just at the end. I'm thinking, oh, bugger. I've just got to, then I have to have a look at a later time. But I always like to interact with you guys. So she slept. Wendy says she sleeps through Will's live streams. Oh, it reminds me to get a bottle of tequila or Lagavulin scotch. Do tell. Husband, mum, come on now, you got to work the system. Oh my gosh, so funny. So funny. So that's what happens to me. That's what happens to me. I fall asleep. But not always, not always. It's only since Will's been doing these live streams later that I've struggled a little bit. But you know what? I'm a trooper. I'll persevere. Oh, yeah, so funny that. It's funny to watch. So that's what happens. You'll see me. That's what happens. So you'll have to go easy on me. Maybe you could send like a ring, like you could ring me on my mobile phone or something like that to wake me up. But full time, wouldn't that be nice to do art full time? I'm so jealous of those people that can do it full time. For those people, they'll remain nameless. I'm going to tell Will you think he's boring and you fall asleep. Oh, jeez. I think he wonders how I stay awake. I'm not a vampire, I promise. But oh my God, so funny. So funny. So funny. But yeah. But a nana nap. Maybe that's what I should do, a nana nap. Okay, this polar bear's going to go now, folks. He's going. Say goodbye. How long have I been streaming? 2 hours. All right. I should finish up soon. And as you can see, it looks like I've been here for 2 hours chatting away, and I know that it's not a finished thing. But a lot goes into it. A lot goes into it. Yeah. It's never. I'm going to tell you. Oh yeah, it's never full time. There is so many things to do besides art. Art is such a small part of it, unfortunately. Yes, you know, there's exactly such as promotion, social media stuff, research, not to mention preparation for videos. Absolutely. This is just, and you know what? This is the easy part. Believe it or not, this is the easy part. You know, this is the easy part because, you know, like the video editing, and I'm also trying to improve on that, and maybe making it look a little bit more interesting. You know, there's all that to consider. That's right, that is just a small part. The art is just a small part. See, I'm so, like, I'm cringing to use this black, but I know I need to use it. Make it dark enough. I don't want it to look muddy. It's quite a strong colour. Well, black's not a colour, is it? What, 2 hours? Yeah. Yeah. I know you're only 2 hours. Geez, shouldn't worry about that. Oh, you have time off. You should do a 24-hour live stream. That would be. Could you imagine me doing that? There is no way. How am I going to stay awake for a start? I'd have to be, you know, hopping these. Maybe a lot of like these Gatorades or these drinks that keep you awake, you know, like a lot of coffee and caffeine and all of that. It will be okay. Take a deep breath. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Here we go. Now, here we go. Sorry, folks. He's going. Gee, that blue is strong, that phthalo blue. I've only just put just a touch on my brush and look what it does. Okay. All right. So, all of these colours, we can take a nap with you. Oh, it's 1:34. Oh, hang on. Well, Xrissart, I think you are doing well with not just your art, but you're learning all the other things for us to enjoy your streams. Yes. Oh, you should see me fiddle fart and trying to figure things out. Oh, you should have been here that time when I was trying to do this deer. The people in the chat were going nuts. They were screaming through the chat to teach me stuff. Renata says, it's 1:34. I am so glad I don't have to work today. Fantastic. We can take a nap with you. Just get some whiskey in you to keep you going. Oh, wine. Renata, are you still awake? Goggins, the 72-hour run. Seems so. Bye, Smokey. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, now, what I'll do is, let me see. I might just do just a little bit more, and then I might call it a day. But what I might do is just define some areas here to make it look like I've done something for you guys. Okay, I'm going to define with this really fine brush, and it's the Daler Rowney 1/8. Yeah, you've seen me use this one, I think. Here we go. Come on, define. Maybe pencil. No, it's not doing what I want it to do. Where are you? No, I want warm. I can't find it. Where are you? See, this is what I don't want to use this. I want to use a warm brown, warm dark brown. Hang on. This might do it. Yeah. Ramel, you mean Smokey and the Bandit, don't you? Now I know I've defined this with this, but I'm actually not sure about this now. How good is that? I've blended that in. I'm going to go over with this so many times. Okay. That was one of your best. Oh, yeah, that one. Remember that one? Oh, that was so funny. That was that live stream. That was so funny. I was cacking myself the whole time. You guys were getting stuck into me. No, don't do this. No, don't do that. Oh no, I can't handle this. That was so funny. Yeah, this is Seal Derwent pastel pencil. Yeah. Yeah. I love the sound of the pencil on the paper. Wow, you can hear that. So fun. Man, that means I have to go back to work. Bummer. I love the sound of the pencil on the paper. It's nice, isn't it? It's not that bad. I was just about to say, is it as scratchy as... See, that's the thing. That's the only thing with Derwent. I think they're a bit more scratchier, but I suppose they're all different. I mean, Smokey the Bear. Oh, sorry. Ramel, sorry. I just got a new scanner. It's the Epson V600 Photo. OMG, it's amazing so far. I saw that, and my question to you then is, how would that go if I was to get that scanner and I wanted to scan something like this pastel? How would that be? Particularly when I don't use fixative. I'm just interested. I have thought of it. But I thought twice about it because I thought, how am I going to get better images, you know? But then not all of my work is pastel work, is it? No. Here we go. It's going up here. Yeah, I have heard this recommendation for, oh yeah, Packerblocks. Oh yeah, Tio from packerblocks.com. I've learnt a lot from him. Everybody's got a different style, haven't they? Of teaching, learning, sharing. Really do like that. So as you see, when I will put so much on this, so many layers, using so many pencils, so many techniques. here too. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. Can you see this coming together? Well, this is just the base, isn't it? Very much the base. So I'm using the other side to blend. Works beautifully. Oh look, the polar bear's slowly going. Okay. Perhaps you should lay glassine between the paper and the scanner surface. But then how do you get... But then it's going to be opaque, isn't you won't... Is that what you mean, Renata? You should have to scan in section, also have to clean the glass after each scan, and allow the shadow when scanning larger images that do not fit on the bed. Then stitch them together in Photoshop. Polar bear is melting. Turn bear into a wolf. Don't be talking about more animals that I've got to paint fur, because I already struggle as it is with fur. Oh gosh. You should have seen them, Steve. They were all ganging up on me. They were all ganging up on me. They were giving me a hard time. Well, actually, I was giving them a hard time because they couldn't... It was very hard for them to watch me making all of my mistakes. Putting it mildly, actually. Even Renata was in on it as well, weren't you? I mean, transparent glassine. Oh, okay. Now I know what you mean. Ah, yes, I do understand now. No fur, just the image. Oh, okay. Well, I think what I might do is just because we love you and we have fun in your streams. Okay, all right. I was reading a book called Pastel Painting Techniques by Guy Rodin. He has recommended as a traditional technique of pressing the pastel really hard into the paper. Really? Okay, let me write this guy down. Guy Rodin. All this homework you guys have given me. Okay, I have scanned using this method, and the pastel has not fallen off, but I did not use a lot of pan pastels, so not a lot of layers. Okay, all right. Well, you never know. I have been thinking of it, and well, first I've got to get my surge protection business going. Make sure I don't get any more electric storms and ruins my computer again. Yeah. So just thought I'd. I think I might actually leave this. I might leave this as it is, and probably go have a break. I might go have something to eat and something to drink, and then come back to it and see how we go. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for for joining. I always love your company. It's fantastic. I end up chatting more and doing less of this. That's probably why I don't get it. That's why I don't finish it, because but we talk a lot. But yeah, look, no, I just wanted to say thank you for joining. Just wanted to wish everyone a very happy new year, God willing, for us to be safe and healthy and as happy as we can be. But what I might do is I just might call it quits, and just wanted to say you guys are the best, like the best. Thumbs up, double thumbs up to all of you. You should get one of those batter backup ones too, so you have time to save. Yeah, I will. I'll check that out, Wendy. Thank you very much. But anyway, guys, bye for now. Happy New Year.